Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Four of Pentacles. I feel like we are building something. Yeah, I feel like you're, if you're involved in a business or some sort of a creative project, I think it's coming along quite nicely, right? I really do. I feel as if there's something that we need to let go of so that we can move forward with it, right? I kind of feel like it's almost like we're thinking small potatoes here. And we kind of need to say, yeah, this is good. It can be even better, right? So I think that we've created a pretty stable foundation here. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Let's build this up, you know. Let's put this into some context, okay? This is good. This is the Magician card. This is kind of the, this is the energy that can take something ordinary and make it extraordinary. Right? This is someone, this is an energy that you can activate where you can take something mundane and make it magical, right? So to me, this is really taking something you already have and we're like leveling it up, right? There's the Sun card. There's your inspiration. There's your big light bulb above your head, right? Going off. Six of Wands, very good energy. The Moon card, yeah, that makes sense. Because this is kind of a situation where we've got to buy the ticket, take the ride. We don't know where it's going, right? This is something that I think is coming to you as an inspiration, and you're going to work on this, not knowing exactly what the future is going to be. You don't know how it's going to turn out. This is like when we set out, High Priestess. This is like when we set out to do some sort of an art thing. We want to paint a picture. A lot of the time, I don't know, at least for me, and I'm terrible at painting, but I don't know what it's going to look like. You know, I put a lot of effort into something. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to look, how it's going to be received. I don't know if I'm going to like it. And this goes with something creative like this, because I think this is, it kind of feels like a business thing. It kind of feels like a, I don't know if it's a small business or if you're part of a larger company, but this is kind of you, innovating, like really doing something super creative and innovative here. We don't know if it's going to be successful, and it's kind of like we don't know if the managers are going to like it, right? We've got the High Priestess, we got the Three of Wands, the Chariot card. That's very good energy. But the Chariot card too, it's in a weird position here. That position in the spread, oh, the Devil card. This position in the spread is kind of what we don't want. And I think that this might be a little bit of resistance to what you're trying to do. Okay, because the Chariot card sometimes can be like conformity. The Chariot card is kind of like we almost feel pressured to stay in our lane, to stay in our box, right? This box. It's a perfectly fine box. Anybody would be happy here. But you've got big ideas. You've got big plans. You've got talents and skills that you want to put to good use, right? You want to fulfill your potential. You don't want to just settle. You want to overachieve. Right? But the Chariot's kind of saying, no, stay in your box. This card makes me feel that something's being fenced in. That you want to be creative, you want to innovate. You want to revolutionize whatever this is. But there are systems in place, managers, or just the structure of the business or whatever, that's saying, no, let's just stay in our lane here. And I can see that there's some frustrated dynamics there with that energy. I don't know if it's a person or if it's coming from management as a whole, or just like the world, you know, or coming from a part of your own self too, that just says, no, it's better for me to just not do this and stay in my lane, stay in my box where it's comfortable, it's safe, stable, secure, and not try to innovate or revolutionize, because we don't know what's going to happen. What if the whole thing gets ruined, right? What if it just fails and you're left worse off than you are? I don't feel that's what's going to happen, but that's the fear. And there's no convincing, right? There's nothing I can say that will get you to not be concerned about this. The only way to know what's in that future, the only way to know how this is going to turn out, is to do it, is to try, right? I can tell you what I think. I can tell you what the cards are telling me. I can tell you what Spirit's telling me. And that is, well, it's to pick the mystery card. But also, we've got this Six of Wands up here. This is victory. And we've got the Devil energy up here, which the Devil energy kind of says like, yeah, you're going to do this, but this is something where the, it's almost like the managers or the company itself or whatever it is, are kind of saying, yeah, you can do this, but you're going to have to do it yourself. We're not giving you any like additional resources to do it. Right? We're not giving you any extra personnel. This is something you've got to do solo. But the Six of Wands, you are going to do it. You are going to be victorious in this. It's going to work, right? And I think that this is really kind of how you make a name for yourself. This is how you ascend. This is how you climb this ladder, whether this is, it doesn't have to be business, I guess. Whatever it is that is going on, it could be something creative, artistic, whatever field you're in, whatever work you do. Maybe you're retired. Maybe this is something with more of like a passion project, or there's a strong sense of purpose here. You know, a really deep sense of meaning in what you're doing. Maybe career, maybe something else. Okay, let's select the mystery card. This is the bonus card. It's one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to put it right here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but that card will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Yeah. All right, let's take a look around the room. What we see in the very middle here, the horizontal path, major, major, major. And then over here on the path of the serpent, major, major, major. Overcoming the obstacles because you believe in what you're doing. This is your golden ticket. This is like you've got this this idea, this plan, this sense of purpose and destiny, and it's like you're holding the truth in your hand. It's like you're holding a golden ticket, and this lets you through every gate. This lets you past every guard, every sentinel. No one's going to deny you access to this because nobody can argue with you. The one thing that I notice, right? Am I right? Yeah. We've got our majors, we've got fire, fire, we've got water, we've got earth, we don't have any air. So because you have this, and this is your charm, this is your charisma, this is your eloquence, this is the way that you can build rapport with people, this is just your aura, right? This sun card, this is your solar consciousness. To me, it really feels like a very bright aura, and it's your golden ticket. Nobody's going to deny you, because they can't argue with you. They know that this is the best idea they've ever heard, right? So they're going to let you go. They're going to let you through. All the lights are going to be green for you, right? As long as you've got this. And I think that this is, for the one thing, this is your connection with your higher self, okay? I think that you're going through a very intense kind of spiritual union with your higher self, okay? And it may be manifesting in very weird ways for you. Is fire a thing for you? I feel like you're someone that either you have a fireplace or you do maybe candle meditation. I see I see you looking at a flame. And I see that it kind of entrances you in a way. And I feel like that is really like a meditation for you. That's kind of like a spiritual experience. Maybe it's through that kind of practice where you can commune and communicate with your higher self. Maybe you don't call it the higher self. Maybe it is a guardian angel. Maybe it's an ancestor, spirit guide, god, goddess, deity. Maybe it's universal mind, universal energy. But I feel like you have a very strong connection with that divine realm. And you don't have to call it the divine realm. Maybe that's not the lingo that you use, right? I kind of feel like you have a little bit more of a scientific approach to things, especially with this magician card here. So if anything, this might be, a connection with, like universal mind, or like with the absolute, right? Or with just the quantum world, or I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know that you consider yourself even a spiritual person, right? I feel like you're a human being, and you're kind of like a fully activated human being. This is like, back in the day, they used to say that humans only use like 20% of our brains, right? I don't know if that is or is not true, but to me, this feels like you've learned how to access the other 80%. You're firing on all cylinders. I wonder even if I feel like your IQ is very, very high. Yeah. Spirit's showing me like one of those number counters that's just going like 10, 20, 30, 40, 100. It just keeps going up and up and up, faster and faster. Incalculably high. And I think that I think there's no denying this. Now, I also feel that not only do you have this very high intelligence, but you've got this magician energy. You've got the charisma, the charm. You've got the personality to go with this intelligence. And I think this is really what is allowing you to reach this really insane level of success, right? Some people have like statues of, deities, gods and goddesses in their house. I feel like you've got pictures of like scientists. Like I see like Albert Einstein somewhere in your house, like in a picture of, maybe is it like a bust of Albert Einstein, or like something funny with an Einstein? I think it's Einstein anyway. Some kind of a science figure. But I almost wonder if it's one of those things you buy in the store where you put the seeds on and it grows like plants for hair. One of those things, but I feel like it's an Albert Einstein one of those. It's kind of a funny picture, but I don't. If that might be for you, I don't know. Certainly not for me. Mainly because I can't grow anything. I don't know why. I don't have a green thumb. My wife does though. My wife does tea leaf readings over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings, and she's got the green thumb. Every year she grows just herbs and teas, chamomile, flowers, and vegetables, and it's really, a lush garden that she creates in our little backyard there. But that's beside the point. It might not be, though. We'll see. I feel like you are bringing this really good idea to the table, really, to this Four of Pentacles here. And maybe this is like a garden that's already pretty abundant, right? Pretty good. But you're coming in with this idea that is going to revolutionize the harvest. That it's just going to tomatoes the size of basketballs, that sort of thing. It's going to be so much better than what anybody ever kind of planned on, or what anybody ever expected. I do feel like you do a lot of things with herbs. Like, do you make herb bundles? Like, you dry out herbs, you tie them together. And I don't know if it's for incense or smudging or what it's for, but I feel like you've got a lot of dried herbs, like herb bundles. Yeah. Anyway, the Four of Pentacles, I think, is the stability that you need. It's like this is the fertile ground where your ideas, your spirit, can really take root. And I think the sky's the limit here. I think there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Back to the Mercury energy, this magician. You've been learning new skills lately, right? I feel like you taught yourself something. I don't know if it was a language, maybe it was like a computer language. I can't think of what those are called. Some kind of programming or coding or something. I feel like you're teaching yourself something right now. Yeah. I think that there's really no limit to what your mind is capable of. I really feel as if you've entered into this phase of your life where your mind is like a sponge again, which is you're learning things so easily. And I feel that's why the IQ is just tick, 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 tick. It's just going higher and higher because you're absorbing everything. Like you just can't get enough information or skills or just, whatever it is. Something technical, though. It feels like it's a language of some kind. Yeah. Interesting. All of this kind of practical, technical stuff, we have the Queen of Cups down here at the bottom. And this really is the depth of your experience. This is you understanding things on a level that other people don't understand things. And I'm not trying to just inflate your ego or anything. I feel like there is a depth to you. I feel like you understand the implications of things. You understand the practical, long-term effects of things. And it's because you have such a deep compassion and love for the world, for the universe, that this kind of motivates you. It's like you have an uncanny ability to know what people need before they know, right? I think you have a lot of psychic energy, like that's kind of starting to just kind of radiate from you. I feel as if something was activated. It's almost like someone turned the lamp on, I feel like lamps, I don't know why Spirit's showing me one of those desk lamps with the little chain, that you pull and the light comes on. I feel like you've had this kind of activation recently. I feel like maybe it was a spiritual experience. It was a meditative experience. It was something that really lit you up. And since then, and I don't know how long ago, maybe it's been 6 months, something like that, right? Something happened 6 months ago that I think really woke you up. Yeah. And I don't know if it was something challenging, maybe. I almost feel like it was an accident of some kind. It's because of your deep love and concern and compassion for the world that you are ready and willing to take your golden ticket and go into this dark tunnel. And it's a feeling as if you're the lantern, you're the hermit with the lamp, leading the rest of us into this darkness. Yeah. But this is the moon. This is the new moon. It's very dark. It's a very dark night that you're walking into. You have the golden ticket, yes, but you don't know what Willy Wonka's up to. You don't know what's inside the factory. You have no idea what to expect, right? I feel like that's kind of exciting, but at the same time, you're somebody that kind of likes to know. I feel like you like to have routine. I feel as if you want to know what to expect. You wish somebody can give you a tour of the place first before you had to actually go on the tour, Also, what's the connection with cinnamon right now? Why is Spirit showing me cinnamon? I don't know what that has to do with anything. Sometimes these details come in. I'm not sure how they connect. I think they're just meant for validation, confirmation, and some synchronicities for some of you out there. And not meant for all of you. If it's not yours, just leave it for the next person. Yeah. Also, what are you doing with your hands right now? I feel like you're doing something. I don't know if I don't think you're typing. I feel like you're putting something together. Are you? I almost feel like it's keys on a key ring. Are you doing something with your keys? Anyway. There's some excitement to not knowing the future, but there's also apprehension. There's also fear there. fear and excitement and all of this anticipation and adrenaline, and all of that, it's all kind of mixed together into one feeling of just like, I don't know. Yeah. And this is inevitable. And I don't care how smart you are, you can never be 100% sure of anything. Anything. There's always that little bit of room for something just off the wall crazy to happen, right? And I kind of think you're that that 0.00001%. You're that off the wall crazy thing that's happening right now. In whatever this Four of Pentacles situation is, you're bringing this totally unexpected energy into it. Now, again, it could be a community thing, could be a work thing, could be a family thing, a relationship. I don't know what it is, something technical. It could be an invention or an innovation. I don't know exactly. But I do know that we've got this Six of Wands up at the top of the path of the dove. And this is the real success. This is the victory. This is your plans, your ideas being implemented in such a way that everybody's going to win. And it's really you leading the rest of us into this darkness. And it's kind of like you have the confidence now. Yes, it's uncertain, but you're like 99.9% sure what it's going to be like in here. Well, because you're the sun, right? You're the sun that's rising at the bottom of that moon card. And I think you have, I don't know if you've had this, if you've had visions of this thing, if you know, I think you know what I'm talking about. And I think you kind of have had visions, or maybe you've just visualized this thing being a success. So this moon card doesn't scare you that much because you've already kind of seen it happen. Does that make sense? Also, Spirit's showing me a lot of shadow puppets. I don't know if that's a literal detail or if that's meant to say that you've kind of rehearsed this already, that you've seen it, you have seen it happen already. Yeah. Well, let's go the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps out the channel, and I do appreciate that. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. All right. So the High Priestess energy is here. Now, I do think that there is this kind of, there is this like, I feel like you're blending together like science and magic, you know? I feel as if you are, I feel as if there's something absolutely unique about the way your brain works. And I feel like it puts you into contact with a lot of energy. You may not believe in spirits and gods and goddesses and all this stuff, but you believe in energy, right? And I feel like you're very, very connected with the energy to the point where you can access it almost at any time, right? And that is, it's kind of like it's like a tap that is almost always open for you, yeah? And I feel like you're just receiving these spiritual downloads like just constantly, you know, constantly. And it's almost an overload. I feel like you can't write these ideas down, these messages, these downloads. You can't record them fast enough because they're coming in so quickly, right? So when we got a Three of Wands here in the position of the environment, kind of tells me that we have to be discerning. We have to make choices here, okay? And I think you have to choose like which of these very good ideas to focus on. Which ones are going to be the most appropriate right now, which ones apply to which thing. It's like we've got to kind of match things up with where they go. And we're kind of, I think we're being told to do things one at a time. Yeah, what is the idea you're bringing to this Four of Pentacles thing now? Let's do that. Let's focus on that. And then we can move on to the next thing and the next thing. And I feel like you've got a lot of good ideas that are going to change the world. Let's do it one at a time. Yeah, one at a time. Otherwise, I think maybe our energy would be a little bit too scattered. The sun back here, this kind of spiritual activation, whatever we're calling this, the sunlight, this energy goes in every direction all at once all the time. right? And that's a ball of fire, right? I think we need to focus on one of these rays at a time and follow it through to the end and allow it to manifest. Allow it to shine on this Four of Pentacles and get something growing, you know? And then we can move on to whatever is coming next. I feel with this Chariot that you have been experiencing a little bit of resistance. I think there is maybe this internal resistance, just kind of a part of your mind that just says it's better to just stay in your lane, that maybe the world isn't ready for someone that thinks the way you think, that has the kind of energy or the connections that you have. But I think the purpose of the Chariot is to push the boundaries. Because with this Chariot, I'm getting the idea of a fence being around you, right? But it's the more effort you put into this, the more you kind of realize your golden ticket, the more you're pushing those boundaries out, right? And because you're doing it, you're setting the precedent. You're making it okay for everybody else behind you. So there is something that other people are going to look at you as kind of the forerunner, the front runner of something, and think, wow, they did it, now I can do it too, right? So there is the idea of conformity and tradition and staying in your lane with this card, but then it's kind of like we're also pushing the boundaries. We're widening the road here. Yeah, I like that. Of course, we've got the Devil energy at the very end. I think this is kind of your... There's no one equal to you, you know. I sense a little bit of a loneliness. I sense that you are going to be extremely successful, but it's almost as if you're looking for someone that can be your equal, right? But you've got such a unique perspective, a unique energy about you that I don't know. I almost get the feeling that you don't think anybody understands you, right? That you connect with people, you have that rapport, you've got that charisma, that charm, you're very intelligent, but I think deep down there's just like almost a feeling of like nobody really gets you. Yeah. Interesting. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. I like this card. I feel like this is the card of ambition. This is the card that shows you climbing to the top of this mountain and really achieving the success that you've always dreamed of for yourself, because you've got that golden ticket. Because whatever this idea is, whatever this spiritual activation is, it's precious, right? Very precious. Okay, mystery card. Let's do it. Let's see what Tiny Bob Ross has for us. What do we want? What do we need? Maybe some more water energy. Maybe a Six of Cups. Maybe we need some air energy. Maybe we need some swords, right? Shake things up a little bit. Maybe we need to just kind of have like, I don't know, just like routine kind of relationships and just like ordinary kind of, troubles and debates. Maybe we need... we need like a Seven of Swords, right? Just someone to challenge us, maybe. Maybe that's part of this kind of this solo energy up here with the goat. Also, I think the goat is literally the goat, like the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time, and it's at the top of the mountain. So it's just kind of like you're up there, you're successful, you've done it, you've been victorious. But then at the same time, there's this idea of there's nobody next to you, Well, let's see what we've got for the mystery card. If you have a prediction for this card, put it down in the comments. All right, let's see. Oh, Tower. Interesting, the Tower. I feel like this is really something that's going to change the world. Yeah, I feel like this is, I feel like whatever experience you went through a few months ago, 6 months, whatever, 8 months, I feel like it was a very significant thing where your internal world really changed, yeah? And it brought about a new way of thinking for you, It brought out a lot of, I think, your kind of latent spiritual energy, your fire energy, your consciousness, your will. I feel like this is also kind of, whatever it is you're working on is going to be groundbreaking. Yeah. Maybe it's a breakthrough in science or medicine or I don't know what. It's something that nobody else has done. And so in that way, you are kind of the front runner here. You're the one leading the way. And this is really interesting because we've got like this fire and earth kind of thing with the tower. And to me, it's kind of like it's the sunshine shining down on this tower. It really is going to transform this tower. Now we look at the Four of Pentacles there. Sometimes we look at the tower and we think it's destruction, something being torn down. Well, yeah, sometimes it's us letting go of old stuff, right? Letting our true self kind of break through our shell, which I think is what's going on with you. I think that's what kind of happened a few months ago, like we said. But I think this is also what you are facilitating in the world around you. Okay? This kind of breakthrough for the rest of us. Yeah. It could be that you're a spiritual teacher or something like that, It could be something like that. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that should be up here. If not, there is one down in the video description. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday. I'm here every day. Just come back, see me again tomorrow. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Okay? I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.